Wow, Brody, thank you. Some really disturbing information in there. Wow. Here with us now for more is Chris Lewis, president of the Public Knowledge Group. Chris, thanks for coming on Faith Nation. You know, I have to ask, after hearing some of these stats, are these hearings actually significant, and where could they possibly lead? Regulation, censorship, so much information in that report.
Absolutely. There's a lot in this hearing, and I think it is a very important first step that the Senate is holding these hearings, because we have to remember that the internet and these platforms that run on the internet, whether it's TikTok, YouTube, Snapchat, which were at this hearing, or others, they are media. But they're a type of media that is still in its early years. And, with just like old types of media, there are real concerns about the content on that media. And how do you balance having quality content with the other great benefit of the internet, which is that it allows so many of us to create communities and to speak with each other without any sort of filter. So there's a lot of values we have to balance there, and this hearing was about the protection of kids and their safety and the importance of that value.
Right, so important. You know, most would certainly agree the research on the impact on these young girls, on these children, is super disturbing. But, you know, couldn't we say this about other platforms, magazines, TV, advertising? What in particular makes social media so special that it's getting this kind of attention? Is it just the access children have?
It's a few things. It's certainly the access that children have that makes it a concern. But it's not just the ease of the access. It's the fact that while magazines or television, even when it was new, was a media that could reach you one person at a time. The internet is different. These internet platforms are meant for many-to-many communication, and the speed and the scope with which content is spread, even in real time, makes it far more challenging to monitor and to moderate. There are First Amendment concerns when you start to limit how people can use these platforms to speak freely. And so to find and strike that balance while putting the safety of children first is a challenge.
You know, and while we're trying to, protect our children, the question is, how do you even do it? Is there any danger to freedom of speech when you try to start reeling in what specifically is not allowed and what's okay? What do you think?
Right. I think there's a lot that can be done and should be looked at. We've called it Public Knowledge for a digital regulator that has the expertise that currently only resides in these dominant digital tech platform companies, so that they can do the deep work to look at algorithms and whether or not they are designed as a product in a dangerous way. Certainly there's calls for increased protections around privacy, especially updating the COPPA law, which deals with children's privacy and the data that's collected on kids of a certain age. Right now, the age is 13. There was talk at the hearing about making that age higher. So there's a lot of work we need to do in the regulatory space. And we need to make sure that those regulations hopefully are balanced against the laws that promote strong content moderation already, like Section 230, which empowers platforms to actually do moderation rather than de-incentivizing them to moderate content. Because they could be sued over those choices.
So complicated. Chris, thank you so much for joining us. Well, we're certain to have you back because there's a lot to talk about here.
Thank you.